The U.S. and Japanese Air Forces recently performed a joint exercise with more than 50 jets in response to the increasing power of China and Russia. The U.S. Air Force participated with F-22 Raptors, F-35 stealth fighters, and some heavyweight F-15 jets. The landscape was covered with F-15 and F-2 fighters, as well as U.S. surveillance and support planes. The Japanese Defense Ministry announced on July 14th that the jets flew over the East China Sea and Pacific Ocean to improve their combined reaction capacity and tactical capabilities. 3 recent drills occurred on the 6th, 11th, and 12th of September. As of late February, Russian and Chinese Navy ships have often been detected on the coast of Japan due to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. F-22s from the Hawaii Air National Guard have been relocated to Kadena Air Base in Okinawa, where the U.S. Air Force will use them. The F-22s were in Japan for various missions to boost operational readiness, to defend Japan, and to safeguard a free and open Indo-Pacific, according to the AFP, Agence France Presse news agency. There was a statement from the U.S. military authorities which said that the Nansei Islands, Japan's closest territory to Taiwan, and China's uninhabited Senkaku Islands have recently been the subject of maritime patrol plane training drills. In recent weeks, Russian and Chinese warships have been making their way closer to Japan. So far this year, an all-time high number of Chinese Coast Guard and Navy ships have been spotted in the waters surrounding the Senkaku Islands. Deployment of high-end weapons. The Air Force has recently shifted from Europe to the Indo-Pacific region. The U.S. had sent 2 B-2 stealth bombers to the Royal Australian Air Force Base, Amberley, according to the Eurasian Times. To support a free and open Indo-Pacific, they perform training and strategic deterrent missions. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has promised to take a more active role in preserving regional security following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. As China and Russia strengthen their ties, Japan fears for its security. While Japan claims the Senkaku Islands, also known as Diaoyu, as their own, China and Russia disagree on who has the authority to rule these islands, which are located in the East China Sea, also known as the Northern Territories. There's been an increase in U.S.-Japan ties since China and Russia's recent military escalation in the region. Recently, patrol planes from the U.S. Navy and Japan's Maritime Self-Defense Force flew a coordinated drill over the waters near Japan's southwest island chain. Admiral Aquilino has previously made it known that he wants the U.S. Air Force to station its 5th-generation fighter jets west of the international date line, putting them closer to China than they are now. 6 powerful F-35 stealth fighter jets were recently delivered to South Korea by the United States for cooperative military drills. The F-35 stealth planes of the United States and South Korea conducted 4 days of combined aerial drills to reinforce their cooperation and joint defense in the wake of North Korea's rising threats. The first joint training operation for the F-35A stealth fighter planes between the United States and South Korea were conducted in January, following the delivery of 40 aircraft to each country. Airborne alert interception and defense counter-air operations were conducted by the South Korean and U.S. Air Forces as friendly forces during air combat training. The U.S. Navy launched another patrol in the South China Sea near Chinese-controlled islands in order to prove its authority over this crucial trade corridor. This month, the United States Air Force is expected to send a strong message to a potential foe in China with the unusually significant deployment of more than 24 F-22 stealth jets. This proves that the U.S. will not tolerate any disturbance created by the Chinese. As part of Operation Pacific Iron, F-22 Raptors from Hawaii's Air National Guard and Alaska's Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson will be deployed to Guam and the Tinian Islands this month. PACAF Commander General Ken Wilsbach told CNN that the area of operations had never had this many Raptors deployed concurrently. Using a combination of stealth technology and off-board information systems, the F-22s can offer pilots a clear picture of the battlefield. Although China has between 20 and 24 operational 5th-generation aircraft, according to some sources, the Chinese Air Force's capabilities are rapidly improving. Around 180 F-22s are in service with the U.S. Air Force right now. However, only roughly half of them are operational at any given time due to maintenance requirements. As a result, Around a quarter of the United States F-22s will participate in the Pacific Iron exercise. Due to the F-22's ability to avoid radar detection, it is expected that these planes will be among the first weapons to be utilized in any emergency confrontation. If there's a major crisis or conflict, the United States actively trains for deployment. The United States is preparing its armed forces to move quickly in response to China's aggression. Air Force pilots call the F-22 Raptor a beast. A pilot named Scott described the flight controls as phenomenal on the Fighter Pilot podcast in 2019. The Raptor's mindset hasn't changed in the 2 decades since its maiden flight. Scott, a former F-15 pilot, said, "I am from a 4th-generation background, and it is very exciting to see what an agile aircraft this is. It is still thrilling to watch a Raptor begin to maneuver as I'm flying aggressively against another Raptor." This month, the F-22 will be on display for the enjoyment of tens of thousands of moviegoers. Top Gun: Maverick, the sequel to the 1986 film that inspired a generation of military pilots, had an Air Force recruitment campaign ready before it premiered. This advertisement for the Air Force features some of the most impressive acrobatics performed by Major Joshua Cabo Gunderson, commander of the F-22 demo team. The F-22 was designed from the beginning to be a beast. Built to replace the F-15 as the Air Force's best-known air combatant, the plane's agility is matched by its cleverness and stealthiness. The fighter's stealthy form and materials, as well as its super cruise ability, allows it to not only see dangers at a distance, but also sneak up on them. Because of this, it can outrun any enemy that's within sight range thanks to its thrust vectoring capabilities. The F-22, according to IALO, was intended to have a single purpose: air superiority over land targets. With its first 2018 combat surge over Syria, the F-22 surprised the Pentagon by scaring away 587 Syrian, Iranian, and Russian combat aircraft and dumping 4,250 pounds of weapons on enemy targets. When it comes to competing over airspace, the United States generals and policymakers are once again facing the possibility of air-to-air conflict. In contrast to the F-22 of 2005, it is no longer the pinnacle of military innovation. It's possible that the Raptors will be phased out by 2030 if and when they are replaced by the next-generation air dominance fighter, which is expected to cost billions of dollars. The F-35 Lightning II, rather than the F-22 Raptor, will take over air superiority duties, according to Air Force officials. Features of the F-22: a symbol of air dominance. Delivering on its promise of unmatched air dominance, the Collier Award-winning F-22 Raptor has exceeded expectations. As the most effective long-range air-to-air and air-to-ground fighter in the world, the 5th-generation F-22 has a unique combination of stealth, speed, agility, and situational awareness. Interconnected air power of the future battle space. The F-22's compatibility with other Air Force platforms in support of Joint All-Domain Operations, or JADO, is a major aim for Lockheed Martin. Additionally, this aircraft represents the epitome of digital engineering and open system architecture. Mission-ready sustainment. Lockheed Martin officials said, Lockheed Martin is dedicated to providing the U.S. Air Force with improved levels of readiness, faster response times, and reduced total life cycle costs. We deliver a highly integrated F-22 support system through follow-on agile sustainment, a comprehensive weapons management program, and an award-winning performance-based logistics, or PBL, contract. Will the F-22 be a match for the Russian and Chinese Air Force? Only time will tell us. What do you guys think of the F-22? Tell us in the comments below. That's all for today, guys. If you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon for any new updates. See you in the next one.